With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to climb.
Come, ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but the Great Mother provides for all.
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
You brought him back from the brink. Thank you.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
Take the pain away.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do. I wouldn't be much of a seeker if I couldn't recognize a sorcerer standing in front of me. We work to protect Source and its most gifted wielders. We're looking for sorcerers with special talents.
She takes you in and almost smiles.
I suppose we'll see about you. If we ever make it out of here, that is. But before that, I've got the injured to see to. If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Do what you will. Just don't call...
You healed me. How did you? Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last. I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us. If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Bring them all back from the brink.
In an instant. My wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you. The Magister flagship. It has ballasted that tore our ship into kindling. A shard from our own mast pierced my side. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I saw what the Magisters did to those of us they captured.
He shudders at the memory.
They turn the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. Nobody survives those things. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's not much, but maybe you'll find some use for it. Thank you.
We are fortunate indeed to have you.
We're not really safe here, are we?
The fog
So long as Gareth
is
is
lifting.
They're going to be all right. Thank you. Thank you. Gods above, thank you.
That much, but still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you're safe.
We're not really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will. You're certain it was Verdes?
He said his name.
The fog
Really knew that much,
is lifting.
but still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
I'm alive!
You're certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. Really knew that much, but still.
You
The
tried your
fog
best, Hal.
is lifting.
I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
Hello, stranger.
The dishevelled pair eye you with hope, though their hope is tinged with mistrust. The lizard notices your collar and steps towards you.
You've come from Fort Joy. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here through the swamp?
He'll be back, Samadel. I know he will. He has to.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope. Have you heard of Shriekers?
Han looks down with a flinch. Samadel reaches out, grasping his hand. Her jaw tightens.
They're weapons that can kill with a screech. The Magisters patchwork them from living sorcerers. Don't misunderstand me. We're not afraid to fight, but we are powerless against Shriekers. The priestess at the shrine told Gareth some ancient secrets, some defenses that could be found in Brackus' armory. And he went there, in the hopes of finding it, whatever it is. You're kind to offer, but you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, stranger. It's good you're here.
Water.
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted.
It's not too much to look at, is it? The weapons, I mean. Not... well, here, see for yourself.
He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He smiles to himself, tucks the weapon away, and gets back to work. He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle-ready. He thumbs the edge of a blade. It draws blood. He grins.
He's thirsty.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wish bonny barn, now don't cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
and protect your humble servant.
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Armadia's blessings, Triumph. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you? Whatever you bring with you, your our peace and our secrets. I am Gratiana, priestess of Armadia. It is a privilege to welcome you to her sanctuary from Brachus's vile swamps. Armadia is the blessed mother of magic. All that use it can trace their skill back to her grace. This is her shrine. She has sustained me here for many years, even when the evils of Brachus's swamp threatened to drown me. It was not always thus. This swamp was once a rich, lush land before he came, before Brachus. He is no more, thank the goddess. It has been many centuries since he walked Riverlong, although he still casts a shadow over this land. He ruled this realm as a tyrant and beast. He stole its source and left only death. On this island he built and tested his weapons. These marshes were a playground for he and his necromancers. Many unfortunate souls were brought here. Blessed were those who died quickly, or died at all. Perhaps they were not so different. Both hunted source, although Brachus gathered it all unto himself. Both drained the life from this land. Indeed, the Magisters have even taken Brachus's worst tools. First, the purging ones, and now those shriekers. Without something more powerful than these sticks the Seekers are armed with, those crucified monstrosities will kill them to a man. To have been through so much and have a heart so cold, I pray you find your way, my child.
The birds are asleep. Who's in this alley?
Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a goddess lies half submerged in the water. Rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow by an intangible comfort.
And protect.
The goddess's tears still stream freely, and all is quiet by the tranquil pond. As you gaze upon her loving face, you find yourself drawn into a trance-like state. A voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. Its whispers caress you like a breeze. The goddess's tears still stream freely, and all is quiet by the tranquil pond.
Close your sweet eyes.
Please, Armadia.
The goddess's tears still, as you gaze upon her loving face, a voice seems to reach you from within your mind, and from the furthest reaches of the voice grows stronger, like a breeze picking up. What were whispers become words.
My children, my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have ruled.
Her hold tightens and slips in waves, wavering between indignation and curiosity.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Armadia.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you, feel her nestle you tenderly like a mother. There is a faint rumble from within the statue, followed by a feral moan. You can feel her loving hold slipping away from you, recoiling as if in anger.
My child, born in blood, a cry in hollow wounds. My own, in blood to die. Heed the warning of Amadia.
As suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from dream-filled slumber. The pond becomes engulfed in a bloody mist that enshrines an augur-like silence.
What's happening? Goddess, what's wrong? Please, speak to your priestess.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
By all the hells, what happened? The goddess. You're covered in blood. Whatever you did, I have never seen her so enraged. Please, let me be.
A dwarf stands by a young woman.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Blood and bone. Fire and smoke.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home. You'll see. He'll be fine.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for a moment before he relaxes.
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Please come back.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed.
Amadia's blessing. Very well, child. Hello again, child. What brings you here? Go in Amadia's grave.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Please, Armadi, bless and protect your humble servant. Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Wisht, bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it! What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? Beast, eh? On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. They were sorcerers once, but after whatever perversions the Magisters subjected them to, they're death incarnate. If they can see you, they can kill you, instantly. After we retreated here, our leader, Sir Gareth, set out looking for some ancient weapons that could counter those things. Then we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible.
Please, Armadi, bless and protect your humble servant. Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth,
Wish, bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
fidgeting, lad.
Samuel's focus and attention is wholeheartedly devoted to tending Han's leg. The boy stares fixedly at the dirt floor, twitching lips giving away the grim.
Another escapee from Fort George.
As soon as all our wounded are...
I feel better.
But for now... As soon as all our wounded are...
The fog is lifting. I feel better.
But for now...
Water, please. Water.
My Lucian's box! Stop fidgeting, lad!
What strange witchery is this?
Dear gods, look at you. Not even a beard like that can hide that sort of ugly. Why's your beard so big, dwarf? Is it to make up for your teeny tiny...
Here today, gone tomorrow. An illusion. This fella must be quite proud of himself.
Are you still scuttling around here?
Ah, clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome here? Oh, you can't teach a fool anything.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompe-l'oeil must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. Fate has been unkind to Trompe-l'oeil, and so has Brachus Rex. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is. You know nothing. Guess again. Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is. You know nothing. Guess again. You dullard.
Slowly, great. You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight. As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up your arm. Your mind itches. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear.
That's plenty. Nice.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you can almost hear the whisper of a voice. You see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Bracchus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Bracchus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing. A human spirit slips from the ruins of the jar. Decked in necromancer robes, she turns to you, bows, and starts to fade away to nothing.
My eternal thanks, young one. Oh, timely death.
But that water, it hums with inner source.
A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating. When you touch the glass, your vision wavers. You emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw near. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, your flesh and blood is no longer relevant. The vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. In the end, greed masters you. You seek out the tyrant's vault to retrieve your soul, but Brachus is ready with a trap. Thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul and that alluring armor. The vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you, curling up in the bottom of the jar. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force. As the soul spills from the broken jar, the arm in your bag revolts. It clambers out and falls to the floor. Shaking fingers fold into a crude gesture, one final insult before the bones go still. What remains of the outraged soul molds itself into a defiant skull, glowering at you before it vanishes.
Snake! Worm!
I'm sorry.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Brachus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life that used to be? Gratiana's soul flits through the air, eyes wild and desperate. She turns to you as her spirit starts to fade from this world.
But I'm not ready. No, you can't. No!
This jar glitters and glows. From within, with a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Brachus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut. The jar shatters like glass, but a spirit rises from the shards like smoke. The ghost of a dwarf, bedecked in necromancer robes, winks and blows you a kiss before slowly fading to nothing.
Beautiful. Thank you. My death waits.
The jar on the plinth before you sees the pictograms spin to life as you roam. The human ape, he promises power for a price. He picks off your golden scale. You try to fight, try to reclaim. He promised he'd take me home. Your hand drops away from the soul jar. Your skin, you see a shape.
Farewell to flesh. Farewell to bone. Farewell.
Good fight.
Has been cursed!
deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place?
A dwarf you've never met stands within this otherworldly plane, and a voice you've never heard echoes in your mind. Marcus Miles, it intones, and you grasp your own head in familiar terror. You are lost in memory, treading upon the Isles of Mist's wispy sands once more. You sense something amid the fog, and it is behind you, but you whip your head backwards to see only grey. And now it is above you, but your eyes find only nothingness, the closest to void you have ever come.
Marcus!
You shake yourself from your sudden nightmare to find the unfamiliar dwarf still standing there. His face betrays both empathy and impatience with your mental flight to the recent past.
You deserved better from your queen. So did the kingdom. And yet you retained your will, your spirit, your courage, and your convictions. This is how I know I have chosen well.
He motions to the scene below, where several figures engage in seemingly endless battle.
You've come to the Hall of Echoes. You've come to the realm of the gods, the same you see at war below.
In that moment, the spirit's identity is as clear as the North Star on a winter night. This is Duna, the god of all dwarves.
Stand, stand. It does not do for a god woken to worship at the feet of a fallen god. You've been set on the path to divinity. You've awoken to this destiny, if you will. And you must see it done if the Dwarven Kingdom is to survive and thrive. You will be my champion, and given all you have already endured and sacrificed, I can think of none finer. You will be the one to protect our people. Let me show you.
A tremendous power enters your body all at once, as though you dropped yourself suddenly into a pool of water. You are soaked through with energy, with light.
You may have noticed I have tried to help you on your journey. I bless the water beneath your feet so that it would aid you. Now you have that power for yourself. And this is only the beginning. More and greater powers await you, if only you will seek them. This is why I have chosen you. This is why I would not see the beast crushed by a kraken and swallowed by a tainted sea. Only you and others like you can wield this great power. Now the choice is yours. Will you use your new potential to raise Dwarvenkind to its deserved heights? Or will you squander it for your own selfish needs? You did not ask, but you received. Not all boons are prayed for. Not all curses are deserved. Within each individual lies the power of an empire, of a god. Some choose to ignore it, but others choose to seize it, to hone it, to bend it into the tool through which they will claim greatness. This I see within you, above all my many children. I hope I am not wrong. In time, I will ask more of you. But now your goal is simple. Leave this realm, and abandon any who would put their petty needs above your mightier goals. You are battling for the greatest of goods beyond even Dwarven freedom. Dwarven dominance. When facing peril, your survival matters above all else, even if it comes at your crew's expense. Should you die, the kingdom dies with you. Good. There is still much to say. Too much. For now, listen closely to what I say. You know full well I am not the only god. You have seen the great war being waged among us. Do not believe for a moment they are not seeking their own champions. Perhaps even from among your companions. Competition is inevitable, Marcus. Failure is not. We are strong. We must rise. You must lead us. You will either be my champion or a sacrificial lamb burned at another lord's altar.
His eyes blaze with fury.
Choose me, or you cast us, the kingdom, and all that is, into the eternal void.
The menacing skeletal guardian looks at you wearily, then yawns.
So you dare defy the will of Brackus Rex, prepare to die, and so on and so forth. Let's get this over with. Not a fan of lizards, are we? That'll soon pass. The dead don't discriminate. I hope this brings the discussion to an end. I don't like being roused from slumber, only to be greeted by such banality.
She heaves a great sigh, unnecessary given her lack of lungs.
Finally, an end to this dull conversation.
Captain! Is that you?
Once the Seeker's dead, we can follow the cart to the Lady Vengeance.
Purging sticks for a pile of dead brothers. This bed.
Keep a sharp eye. Once the Seeker's dead, we can follow the Lady Vengeance.
Come on! The dead are back!
The Magisters scramble for their weapons.
Can't believe we lost so many men and still never got through the last gate.
Void won't.
Murdering does one seeker need. Let's go!
Keep a sharp eye. Once the Seeker's dead, we can follow the cart.
You got more flesh on your bones than our last visitors. Who are you?
inspiring, my friend. Lucian guided your blows rightly.
His eyes travel from your face to your feet.
You're no Magister, judging from that collar around your neck. How'd you come to be here? Name's Gareth. I'm a seeker. I can give you shelter and hope. Ah, good. Then you know us. And you know we can help you. And perhaps you can help us. Your words warm my heart, sorcerer.
His eyes scan the horizon and then settle on yours. A moment passes.
I can't stay. You shouldn't either. What did Lucian say? Ah yes, evil feasts on the indolent. Get yourself...
Your grip tightens around the blade's hilt. You never felt such rage. These freaks, they are tearing the world apart. They must not live. Rivellon must survive.
Large ship sits just offshore.
In the flickering torchlight, you see a Magister lying muttering on the ground. As you approach, he turns with a jerk.
No, stay back. Not another step closer if you want to live. Fight! I'm not afraid of you. You should be afraid of me.
The Magister nods towards his hand, and you see the skin is midnight black. It seems to undulate, as if worms were squirming through his flesh. He grimaces and tucks it underneath his arm, squeezing it tight. He nods towards the bodies of the dead Magisters, twisted in the thorned blood.
Same as those poor souls. We finished clearing out this blasted room and wanted to move on to the next. As soon as they touched that switch, they were screaming. Some void curse. Dallas warned us to take care, but we never knew we'd...
He looks up at you, his eyes staring deep into yours.
I saw how they died. I heard them screaming. I don't want to go like that. I don't want to face that. Please. I can't lift my sword. I can't do it myself.
He lowers his eyes to stare at his black, squirming hand.
Just make it quick.
The reputation of Brachus Rex, we should tread gingerly. What is this contraption?
Before you stands an ancient shrine, runes carved deep into its rock. The runes are in no language you understand or recognize. The shrine seems completely inert. Your fingertips tingle as you reach out to the shrine. You feel power stir in your chest, but you feel lacking, like a cup waiting to be filled.
This puddle, it glows. What could this be?
Before you stands an ancient shrine. Your fingertips tingle as you reach out to the shrine. You feel power stir in your chest, but you feel lacking, like a cup waiting to be filled. The runes are in no language you understand or recognize. Before you stands an ancient... The Magister looks up as you approach.
So, what are you waiting for? End it!
The Magister moans in pain. The Magister looks up as you approach.
So, what are you waiting?
The Magister moans. The Magister looks up as you...
So, what are you waiting for? End it! Oh, be quick. Digging. Dallas told us to come here. Said we'd find weapons. Said we'd finally defeat Source.
The Magister gasps, grimacing and squeezing his arm as the curse wriggles through his veins. The Magister groans in pain as you walk away.
Think you're tough, eh? Not even a placard to reckon.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it, and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes. A wide grin cracks across the child's face through her tears, showing 2 big gaps where her front teeth should be. She laughs.
Really? Yeah. Warrior Princess Coral. You're nice. You can have this. I found it outside, but I can't read it yet. That's next year, and then I'll learn it.
The child wipes her eyes and, grinning, plunks herself down on the earthen ground. She starts tracing shapes, hearts, stars, and diamonds into the dirt.
Where is she? You go with us. Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Fire, alas! She is so late!
She leans back from you and glares.
All right, dwarf. But Magister Atusa is overdue. She promises to come at noon. We're afraid to stay, afraid to leave. It is wiser than waiting here. But I cannot leave the little one alone. She is mine. Please, you must tell us what you find. Atusa is our last hope to leave this place.
They're transforming.
It is mine! I'll yield to none! You've already wrecked the...
No. Now I warn you. Tell me...
I've got a new stick for you to chew on.
A snarl of vines snakes upward from the corpse. After a moment, you realize the gruesome truth. They're not entangling the corpse, but bursting from it. The vines have split the corpse's chest with incredible force. Thin roots wriggle from limbs and nail beds, anchoring it to the ground. The vines encircle a rough depression, as if something held there was violently torn free. Before you even registered the cool flesh, the vines lash around your wrist and drag you close. They pulse, tightening mercilessly, and
Nice.
If she is not here before the setting sun, I fear Magister Atusa forgets us. I see. I see. We hope for nothing then. I like to be alone now.
As you're about to approach the lizard,
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
still holding onto your chin, she makes your head nod in approval.
I insist.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then, the questions commence. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean, shoots you a cursory look.
Chat's over.
Demon elf, how dare you strike down a dreamer?
Such is my prerogative, Prince. And doubly so, my pleasure.
She looks at you with wet eyes and manages a wink before returning to her work.
Good to see you.
The shrine depicts Lucy and the Divine. A low, your knees buckle.
Can't say I like what you've done with the place. Can't say I like what you've done with the place.
Can't say I like what you've done with the place.
notice a deep fissure beneath the statue's right hand. A chunk of stone falls from the statue. There's something hidden inside.
Good fight.
It's been cursed. Yeah.
The shrine depicts Lucy. Again, you feel...
More dead magisters.
As you approach the woman, Thane gasps. You turn and see that he's fixated on her.
It's her! The wrinkled human that stole my mask. Please, I must speak with her.
The woman traces glyphs in the air and...
My lord, I've loved you. I've obeyed you. What's my sin? How long must I suffer?
She sees Thane approach and punches her fist in his direction. Her face flushes red. It's her, the one that destroyed the ship to Fort Joy. Her eyes flare with recognition. She demands to know who Thane is, what he is. No one should be able to craft something like his mask. Thane dances around her question and reverses it. Who is she? Who is this lord of hers? She does not seem eager to answer him either. The witch opens her mouth to speak, but something happens. Her face droops and her eyes turn black.
Thane, the traitor shall be destroyed.
Her eyes clear, and she turns her head to the heavens once more.
I offer this sacrifice to you. Return me to your side. Make me whole. Between us again.
And why? My false faces. Not as fair as my true visage, but better than being seen as a monster.
Something has changed. You are you, but more. You are another, but not. You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into unfamiliar shapes. You cradle your aching head, where another's memories and wisdoms mix with your own. Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface of new skin. You lower your arm, blink twice, and step forward in this new guise.
I've spotted something.
Good fight.
The ring just got tighter. A lot tighter. Bloody ring. It's loose. Get off me and stay off.
It's been cursed!
You are floating a few... You are awash with...
Earth as well, but I've yet to find you.
The stone form exudes warmth.
We can finally get...
The young man has abandoned the maps and now prepares his armor with happy urgency. He sees you approach.
Thank you for finding Gareth, stranger. I owe you. We all do. I just hope he's found what we need to get past the Magisters. Then we might actually have a chance at surviving this. Now with Sir Gareth back to lead us, and if I know him, he must have found those source weapons, we might actually have a chance at surviving this.
Welcome, my friend. Enjoy the quiet while it lasts. I know you seek answers. I'll tell you what I can.
For a while there, I had one foot down both particulars of what they're coming.
Very well, but do You come at last. I know you seek answers. I'll tell you what I can. There is no shame in finding solace and shelter. Or do you feel much guilt in enjoying the peace of the sanctuary?
Here we stand less chance of catching Dallas's eye. These horrors she commands, shriekers she calls them. They still protect the harbor, firing pure death at anything that moves near.
The Lady Vengeance is still anchored there too. Lucian, save us from whatever plot Dallas is concocting on it. Godwoken.
Gareth pauses.
My friend, the Voidwoken feast on us. There is no longer a divine to channel the will of the Seven. A new one must rise. Only a Godwoken, blessed with the blood of heroes, may ascend to divinity. But few are left. We knew of one, Verdas. He is why we came here. There were others, but they fell like crab apples from their branches. Someone else looks for Godwoken, not to liberate them, but to kill them. You have spoken to a god?
Gareth stares intently, not so much at you as through you.
Yes, I see something there. But it's not for me to say. I must get you to Malady. She will know. She was imprisoned on the Lady Vengeance, one of the few of us not left to rot on the sand and sun. All the more vital we take the ship from the Magisters. Godwoken. Very well, but do return. Together we might yet escape the Magister's den.